Getting a green card is not necessarily a ticket to success in the US. On this show, Lilly Richards, a Kenyan businesswoman who relocated to the US after getting a green card, shares her 360-degree experience and what it means to chase the American dream. And here is a teaser of what is coming up. Lilly Richards is the president of Kenya Women in the US, the largest community of Kenyan women in the diaspora.
KWITU has over 30 chapters right now in the United States.
Her 13-year journey in the US has been full of ups and downs.
My first assignment, the lady who was showing me what to do called me to the bathroom, showed me this man and told me to give him a shower, and I just froze.
She has some tips for first-timers in the US, as she warns a green card is not necessarily a ticket to success.
The person who will host you plays a very big role in your life here.
Great. This episode comes to you in partnership with AMG Realtors, a real estate company that is based in Kenya but with clientele from across the world. Lilly Richards, the president of Kenya Women in the US, abbreviated as KWITU, has been living in the US since 2007, that is about 13 years now. She was lucky to get a green card, and that is how she relocated to the US. KWITU is the largest community of Kenyan women in the diaspora. But before we delve into what the organization does and its benefits, let's give you a picture of Lilly's journey. And the beginning wasn't as rosy as you may think. Lilly had a diploma in hotel management, but Kenyan papers meant nothing.
When I came here, they didn't take any credits from Kenya and even had me go back to do basic maths, algebra.
That is when she realized that when you come to America, you start afresh.
You can be a politician in Kenya, but once you're here, the ground is level. That's why people would come here, live here 20 years, and you can come here, be here a year later, you're doing way better than them. I've seen people who are doing amazing jobs come here, bankers and everything, and right now, they're starting from the bottom like everybody else. So it's not a ticket to success. Many people come and fall through the cracks because they cannot handle the transition. So when you come to America, you have to work your way up. You have to also set your priorities and have a plan and follow it, or else it's very easy to lose focus.
The other caution is, pray that you get a good host. For her, she got a good host who not only accommodated her well, but also guided her on how to get into the American system.
The person who will host you plays a very big role in your life here. If you're hosted by somebody who does not have your best interest at heart, you're in trouble. You always have to consider your host. Choose your hosts very carefully. They must be people who really have your best interest at heart. Because many people who have lost their way in this country, it's because of the place they landed the first time they got here. You'll find sometimes you come here, you're very passionate about things, and then you come in and a host tells you, you must be a nurse. Nursing is the job that counts in this country. Job security, it pays well, it's all this. And you know very well in your heart, in your body, you have no nerve or anything, even the heart and the patience to be a nurse. But because of that pressure, you go into nursing school, and then after nursing school, you start working. 2 years down the line, you're very miserable, or you ruin your job, you know? Because with nursing, you are licensed. It's very easy to lose your license. So it's a job of passion. You have to be the kind of person who wants to be out there for others, to help people. You're healing. You're a healer. So it's not just any job like walking around selling something. At some point, you don't have papers. when you're still waiting for your papers to process. So yes, you're here, you're supposed to have a green card on you, you're supposed to have a social security card. I didn't have those for about 2 months.
Talk of culture shock, and Lilly began to understand what that meant. You almost felt like going back to Kenya.
Actually, yes. You kind of start thinking about it because you're lonely, very lonely. And then in that process, I lost my uncle, who was now like a father to me because my dad had already died, and it was too much, you know. Finally, my papers came, and I started looking for a job. And at that time, being fresh in the US, you haven't got no education background here, no professional background here whatsoever. The easiest job to find was the holiday jobs, the seasonal jobs. So I got a job at the mall at a Macy's store.
Mm-hmm. Doing what?
Selling at a Macy's. I was a cashier. And it was so interesting because I didn't know how the money works, especially the coins. So I would look at this, I'm like, okay, so which one is this? So I had to focus, pay attention, and learn the smaller one is even more value than the bigger one. Like, it was crazy, you know, and to even know what their names are. Wow.
The denominations.
Yes. Mm. So there's a quarter, there's a dime, there's a nickel. Oh my goodness, there's a penny.
And you have to deal with clients.
Yes, and you have to give correct change, you know, and you have to be fast. You know, chap chap, this is America. Nobody understands you. You can't be slow. In my second job, which was direct care, the first time I went there, I arrived, and I was told what to do, and it was a group home, and it was people who are really older, and most of them they need 100% support. They cannot walk, so they can't eat by themselves, they cannot shower, you know, you do everything. So when my first assignment, the lady who was showing me what to do, she called me to the bathroom, showed me this man and told me to give him a shower, and I just froze. I went into shock really quick because I couldn't even imagine showering someone like that. I didn't know what this job is about. Actually, I knew it's about, you know, helping people who are disabled, but I didn't realize it's going to be this, yeah. So I asked her, so how do I do it? And she showed me, take this is how you do it, and you know. So that day, I showered this guy. I wheeled him out of there because he couldn't walk, so he was a wheelchair person. I wheeled him back to his room, dressed him, and when I left, I just never went back.
Lilly quit her job, yes, but then what? In the US, one has to work.
She took me back, and she said, you know, I don't know if they will take you after the way you left, but let's go see if she will take you back. And the woman who was the director for that company was a Kenyan. So she sat me down and asked me, and she said, are you sure you're ready to do this job? Because we cannot have people we are hiring and quitting on the same day. So I said, yeah, yeah, at least now I know what I'm getting myself into, so I think I'll do it. And then she took me back. After around 2 months, I was just loving this job because, you know, I did everything. I got so much into it. You know, you do all the, you know, you cook for them, feed them. Then when it's time to shower, you dress them like you do a normal person. Then it's time to take them to church. You take them to church. When it's time to take them out, you know, the people, they go out to the movies, they go out to the mall to shop, you know. And so I even, you know, at this time I was driving, and I'm driving a big van full of people, persons with disability. So I felt very accomplished at that point. And I also, in my heart, it was very rewarding for me. That job started making me happy. Yeah. So I started really, you know, loving it. And
Was it also rewarding in terms of finances, giving you
Yeah.
a base to start standing on your own?
Absolutely, it was paying better than the Macy's job at the mall. It was it was rewarding, and I was doing it full time. And then I realized it's now time to go to school, so I started looking for schools, which I quickly got a school and started going to school. And this job was it gave me the flexibility, to go to school.
What?
I did finance. That was my undergrad. Yeah. So when doing this job, it didn't interfere with my schoolwork.
Things started getting much better for Lilly thanks to the American education.
I got a job at a bank, PNC Bank, and I went in as a part-time teller. And after 2 weeks, my boss asked me if I want to be full-time, and I said, absolutely, sure. That's when now my life started becoming like, it was like that welcome to America moment, because when I came, I was staying in the house all day, and I'm so bored. I'm like, I need a job. I can even go out there and sell newspapers, anything. I'll wash houses, I'll wash cars. I'm bored, I have so much time, and at this point now I have zero time for myself. I changed my schedule to work overnight at my direct care job. So I would wake up in the morning very early, and actually you don't even sleep much because you're sleeping when you're sitting because you have clients. So I would start my work at 5 o'clock, cooking, prepping everything, packing their food. By 6 o'clock, my first client is out of the bathroom, the second one is in, do the showers, dress them, get them ready. They're ready to go for day program. By 7:30, I'm out, going to my bank job.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 jobs.
2 jobs. So now they're both full-time. So I'm going to my bank job. I arrive there on time, set up, I'm working. By 5, I'm out on my way now, heading all the way to Wayne to school.
That's America for you.
Yes. And then school, you're there for like 2 to 3 hours. From school, sometimes I'll just directly go to my job because if I go home, I'll be late.
However, this work lifestyle caught up with Lilly.
Fatigue, lack of sleep, And I remember when I came home the first time after coming here, when I came back to Kenya, when my mom came to pick me up, she looked at me and she just bursted in tears. She started crying, and then all of a sudden I can hear her now crying.
Why?
Oh my God.
You are looking
I was
bad,
thinking
or what?
maybe she's excited. I'm back. Because I know she thought this one will not come back. The way I wanted to leave, oh my God, my mom thought this one will not come back.
So why was she crying? You are looking terrible.
I
what?
look terrible.
In what
I
sense?
was really tired on the face. I look older. I'm just skinny, I looked like a mess.
To cut a long story short, Lilly eventually quit her job in the banking sector in 2014 to venture into private practice.
So I just opened an errand business in Kenya called Premium Errands. And also I do have a company here called Lavish by Lilly, which is a cosmetics brand. And now I have Lavish by Lilly in Kenya. I just launched in December. And so far, so good. I also do consulting with an IT company. I help them with staffing. I do not have a physical shop, but you can find us online at lavishbylilly.co.ke if you're in Kenya, or lavishbylilly.com if you're anywhere else in the world. I ship everywhere, except I cannot ship to Africa yet.
What a journey. Let's take a commercial break. When we return, Lilly, who is the president of Kenya Women in the US, will tell us why the organization is keen on encouraging its members to invest back home, with AMG Realtors being one of its key partners. Welcome back. Today, we are featuring Lilly Richards, the president of an organization known as Kenya Women in the US, and this episode comes to you in partnership with AMG Realtors, a real estate company based in Kenya but has clients from across the world.
KWITU is here to connect, support, and empower Kenyan women. When you come to KWITU, you have an opportunity to meet over 14,000 women. It's just up to you. You know, we talk, we write all day, all night. You can bring in a situation, you can ask a question, you can teach us something. So we are on Facebook as a group, and that's where we have a big group. And also, yes, we do have state level groups on WhatsApp and Facebook. So KWITU has over 30 chapters right now in the United States. And all our chapters are represented by 2 state reps. So this is just for us to decentralize and also to bring KWITU closer to our members.
KWITU's membership is drawn only from the US and Canada, but who exactly is an eligible member?
You must be a woman, you must be Kenyan, and you must be living in the United States or Canada. We do a lot, from simple fundraisers to complex fundraisers, and then so these are because of maybe the sickness or deaths in the family. We also offer moral support. We do have a department called KWITU Safe Haven, which is the department that deals with domestic violence issues.
In KWITU, members are encouraged to invest back home, knowing that east or west, home is the best.
Because when you're being deported, you'll be deported with absolutely nothing. And many of our deportees are struggling because of this. You are back home, people are looking at you like, dude, you are just in America. You lived in America for 20 years. How is it that you're walking like us? You don't even have a car, you know?
No land.
But it's real. Yeah, you have no land, you have nothing. So can you imagine if you bought land 20 years ago? It definitely is going to be worth way more right now. And it's an investment. You just pick up from there. It's something. And I'm not saying you're going to be deported. I'm not saying anybody's going to be deported. What I'm saying is you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody knows.
Lilly says when it comes to investing in land in Kenya, AMG Realtors has been one of its great partners of choice.
Mine is to assure my community that if you invest with these guys, you're not going to lose your money. So we did a great job with AMG. So far, over 300 women have invested with AMG. It was a very easy, straightforward process. I will definitely work with AMG any day.
We recently featured the CEO of AMG, Andrew Muthe, who is a returnee from America, and KWITU stood out as one of AMG's key diaspora clients.
We have a lot of clients from KWITU, and they have been very, very happy with us as well. We are a good answer to the diaspora people. And the diaspora people, they are very good. They know that the money that I'm getting here, wherever I am, in France, in Sweden, in Germany, in America, I need to be investing back home. Because every Kenyan will tell you, one day their dream is to come back home. Most of the Kenyans, they will tell you, I want to go back home one day and settle there. And even if I don't go, I want my kids to go, or I want to own at least something there.
Great insights there. And back to Lilly, this is her parting shot.
Come, but it depends on also how you land here. How are you coming here? So if you're coming and you have a work permit, by all means, come in here and figure your way out, but come with an open mind. Forget everything you've heard about the US. Come with a clear, open mind, ready for whatever you find.
Time now for my Magical Kenya segment. And today we feature Sarova Woodlands, Nakuru, and how it is navigating through the COVID-19 pandemic.
My Magical Kenya, brought to you by Charms Adventures.
How a hotel handles visitors arriving at its facility nowadays matters a lot, as that is where one gets the first impression on adherence to the COVID-19 protocols. one should feel safe and secure. This is how Sarova Woodlands, a strategically placed luxurious 4-star hotel in Nakuru, welcomed me. And this was just before the latest COVID-19 measures were announced.
When you are checking in, you'll be briefed about the COVID measures that we have. In the rooms, you'll get a sanitizer kit, which has a mask, it has a sanitizer, it has everything. In the restaurants and conference areas, every point you'll see, we have a sanitizing area and telling you to sanitize your hands and wash your hands again. Yeah, we emphasize people to wash your hands and keep distance.
Sarova Woodlands, that is part of the Sarova Group Hotels, was opened in 2017. It is strategically located in Milimani Estate along the Nairobi-Nakuru Highway near State House, Nakuru. It sits on a 2-acre compound. The hotel's top selling point is conferences.
75% or 80% of the case are actually corporate conferencing. Corporate conference is a big market from Nairobi, from all over, from overseas. It's the biggest market that we have. About 15%, that is the tourism.
For tourists, the nearby Lake Nakuru National Park is one of the key attractions that brings them to the hotel.
Before COVID, we used to have tourism coming here, stop over for a day or two, an excursion to the camp back, then they come back, they have lunch, then the next day they leave. Or they start with lunch, then the afternoon they go to the back, come back in the evening, the next day they move. Or they come from Mara, you know, the circuit, coming from Mara going to Bagoria. Then the other area is to go for Menengai Crater. And the best time to go for Menengai Crater for photos and everything is sunrise. So you go early in the morning at 6 o'clock. Then you're able to take the pictures early in the morning.
Before the new COVID-19 measures, the hotel had started realizing an increase in the number of walk-in clients.
On Friday and Saturday, we have a lot of walk-ins from Nairobi in transits to Western, Nyanza, or in transits from Western going back to Nairobi. We have 147 rooms. 92 of them, they're called Woodlands rooms. And then the rest are broken down into studio suite. And then from studio, you go to executive. Then from executive, you'll go to state suite.
So much magic in Nakuru, but so many limitations due to the new COVID-19 measures. Stakeholders hope the measures will be eased soon. With that, we come to the end of the show today. Make a date with us again next week, and many thanks for watching.